Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is. It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. live on Team GRF TV. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks on. And yo, we've got your sports entertainment report because yo, we gotta quickly hit WWE Survivor Series 2017. Now, usually how I do things is gonna be a little different because there's just a whole bunch I can just explain up front, so I don't have to re-explain it later. How should I do this? Once upon a time, there was a pay-per-view, and Raw and SmackDown were going to fight each other. Shane McMahon went on Twitter and said, "Under siege!" And then Raw got stomped. And then it happened again. Then there was something with the New Day, something Cesaro and Sheamus are the tag team champions now. Charlotte's the WWE Women's Champion on SmackDown. I'm like, AJ Styles beat Jinder Mahal. I'm just like, I sit here, even before I watched this pay-per-view, and even now, is that I understand why these things had to happen. But why did they have to happen? It's like, I'm just like, it was just title changes all over the place. But I do have to say that a lot of those title changes, for what they would have been for, make for a better card. Just given the matches where those things actually mattered and took place and things like that. So, with all of that being said, how about we go ahead and we hit up this pay-per-view? As usual, this ain't WrestleMania, so I ain't watching no pre-show because ain't nothing on this pre-show that matters, even though there is a match for the Cruiserweight Championship, but who watches 205 Live, really? It is what it is. However, our first pre-show match, Elias defeated Matt Hardy, and I am trying to figure out why is Elias in a match on the pre-show with Matt Hardy. Here's the answer to that. The less I think about it, the better I'll feel because, whatever. Enzo is still the Cruiserweight champion. I'm just like, this whole Cruiserweight thing has just been this nutso thing. It's like, Enzo makes a great heel. I've admitted as much. It's like, this weird thing with Kalisto, I'm like, poor Neville, poor Neville. I just, poor Neville. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can really say about the match, about a person ain't in a match. Poor Neville. King of the Cruiserweights was some of the best stuff on TV for a nice while. And I can admit that, because it is what it is. Our third pre-show match, the Sammy and Kevin show beat Breezango, and I'm trying to figure out, like, that's what you really feel the pre-show with? And, if I actually did this with video, you see me rolling my eyes, because I'm just kind of like, huh, and why? Huh, and why? But we haven't seen the last of KO and Zayn. They'll be back a little bit later to do something semi-important, which will make the match of the evening pretty good. Alright. Now that we got all the fluff out the way, let's get to a pay-per-view. The Shield and the New Day. I'm like, this is the match the streets wanted. They've teased it for years and years upon years and upon years, and now we got it. The Shield won, but as one of the matches on this pay-per-view I wanted to watch is this match delivered, and then some. It was just nuts all over the place, and it's like, it was going to be booked this way no matter what, but the New Day brought the heat, the Shield did their thing. It's like, it was, can you top this? It's like, it just seemed like anytime the New Day get in the ring, it's can you top this? It's like, they make matches worth watching and looking good. Like, we could talk about they back and forth with the Usos the past couple of months. Been some of the greatest matches of the year, and like, this match delivered straight up. It is what it is. We have our first elimination match of the evening. We got the women of Team Raw, and they beat Team SmackDown. Well, how do I put this? Stuff happened, then Asuka happened. I think that's about what we want to do with it. I could talk about who got eliminated and when, but stuff happened, stuff happened, stuff happened, Oscar happened. But are you surprised that through all of that Oscar happened? No, no one should be. It is what it is. And the match was hot, but I kind of knew it was just going to be another vehicle to get Oscar over. And it's like, if Oscar ain't over enough as it is, this match is going to put her to more close, because it's like the streets feeling her. You know what I'm saying? They get into it when she come out. They get into it when she wrestles. She is just an amazing talent. And that's something I can say with a whole bunch of truth. The Miz lost to Baron Corbin. Not for any reason of Baron Corbin was in the right place in the right time with that end of days. But see, here's the thing. The Miz made that boy Baron Corbin look damn good at a loser never, but that's what the Miz does. Over the past maybe 2.5, 3 years, the Miz has been putting in this work. I'm like, he go out there and talk all this stuff on Miz TV, but he go out there in the ring and back it up. He go out there and they allow him to go in the ring and back it up. And that was a good match because of the Miz. Baron Corbin just got the win, but the Miz looked amazing as he always does, and that's all you can really say about that. The other match I was interested in seeing, the Usos beat the Bar, and I'm like, that was probably match of the night, other than the Shield, because the Usos murdered it. Cesaro and Sheamus separated are two of the best wrestling talents in the business. Get them all in the ring at the same time. The Usos clown. That end was off the meter. That splash over the top and to that splash on Sheamus, that was just beautiful. It was like, it was this back and forth, this ebb and flow. It was just a great match, and it entertained. And that's what you want. You want a match that entertains, and this match did it. Wonderful, wonderful match, dog. I'm like, probably my other favorite of the evening. Yeah, didn't we talk about Charlotte the champion? Yeah, she beat Alexa Bliss, cause why? You would think I'd have something more to say to this. I don't. I don't understand why the title change even happened. I really think Natalya and Alexa Bliss could have had a great match, but we won't know that now, will we? So it is what it is. I'm like, I have nothing to say, because it's like, again, I talked about it at the outset, is all these title changes in this rapid succession has just been weird to keep up and to deal with, and it's just like, why? Just plainly, why is all this happening? It's like, again, like I said at the top, a lot of these title changes made for a better card overall. You'll see what I mean. Oh, because even for all of that, Brock beat AJ after AJ brought it to him. Now, here's the one time where a title change I agree with. If it had been Jinder in there with that boy Brock, that would have been a one-sided 5-minute ass kicking of no offense. Is that Brock brought it to him that first 2 or 3 minutes, and then AJ turned it up and they went back and forth. AJ went to the well one too many times, got F5'd. But the match was hot. It's like, I really thought, honestly, for real, I honestly walked into that match and thought that AJ was finna walk into a squash session. But he brought the heat and brought a great match out of Brock Lesnar. But again, for the record, that is what that boy AJ Styles does. He brings out the best in the people he's in the ring with, and that's why he is one of the best in the business, period. That's it. Yeah, our main event of the evening. I might have to explain some of this. Team Raw won, right? But it wasn't without controversy, complete weirdness, a whole bunch of weirdness, and a whole bunch of weirdness. Because this story goes a little something like this. For some reason, Shinsuke and Bobby Roode were both eliminated by Braun Strowman with running power slams. At some point, John Cena hit multiple AAs on Samoa Joe and that boy Finn Balor, and then Samoa Joe was eliminated. Kurt Angle did some work on John Cena, hit him with the ankle slam. Finn Balor got caught out of nowhere with an RKO as usual. Randy Orton ate a power slam. And here, at this point, where things get interesting, Triple H pedigreed Kurt Angle's My Black Son, Jason Jordan on Raw, which is probably the best thing in the build up to Survivor Series that happened. You got him in the bag one, and after that match with Bray Wyatt, Daddy, please, I wanna wrestle with you, Daddy, please. You will never dare to play catch with me. I'm sorry, 2004. And I'm just sitting up here like, okay, fine. And it's like, they back out when he hobbles out there, Daddy, please, let me wrestle with you. And then it's like, they sitting there back and forth, and Kurt Angle thinking, time to play the game. Can't come out like, if you ain't gonna make it, then I will. I'm part of the Survivor Series team, bitch. And then Kurt Angle like, yeah, get rid of this dumb storyline. Pedigree this idiot. And Jason Jordan got pedigreed. This favor was then repaid because, Kurt Angle put in some work on Shane McMahon's ankle. Because it was sexy Kurt. He made his ankle hurt. That happened. Triple H gets in the ring and pedigrees Kurt Angle. Just because they were sitting up here, him, Braun Strowman, and Kurt Angle were arguing over who is going to finish on Shane as he's the last member standing, right? I'm just like, fine. Like, it's a family affair or whatever. Do whatever you want. Triple H just said pedigreed him. Bow. Laid him out, dragged him on top of Shane, and you thought it was some like Triple H was going to defend him against Braun Strowman because, family, da-da-da-da-da. Triple H like, yeah, man, I got you, man. For real, brother? Yes. Pedigree hit him with the joint, and Triple H wins the match. Then, Triple H does a whole bunch of both, and then I sat up here like 3 times when there were camera angle changes, like, when is Braun Strowman going to running power slam him? Maybe about 3 minutes after, Triple H did all of that boasting or whatever, running power slam. Actually, first, he sat up here, choke him out, big man. Dragged him in the corner and was like, yo, if you ever cross me, son, I'll kill you, old man. Never gonna see. And then he did the work. 2 running power slams, and Braun Strowman is the true soul survivor, took off his Raw shirt, threw it, and it's like, I'm out. I will say that even though I didn't mention it in all the dumbness, everybody on Team SmackDown helping out with that suplex through that announce table, I have to say, that spot was kind of sick. That was a kind of sick spot, I gotta say. Like, all 5 members, I'm like, the weirdness with John Cena even being in the match in the first place, like, I'm a free agent, I'll go and do what I want, and it's like, okay, this is lost on me. It's not lost on me like that, but it's just lost on me because it just is what it is. It's John Cena. John Cena gonna do what John Cena do, and he did that. That's a pay-per-view. I'm like, the Shield knew they brought it. Usos the bar brought it. The Survivor Series 5-on-5 men's, they had a lot going on. The rest of the matches were alright to lackluster, but it was an overall cool pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? It's like you only get this one time a year. But I do have to wonder, and the question that's to be asked until the next time we gather and do another pay-per-view, is the one thing that Survivor Series weirdly leaves is that after all this team camaraderie, is where do we go from here? Oh, and speaking of where we go from here, by the way, KO and Sami Zayn came out during a match and they beat down Shane, and then Shane beat him down with chairs, and it was like, that's gonna be something fun. So I have a feeling that if they don't get this solved by Royal Rumble, it'll be KO and Zayn and Shane in a part of his choosing at WrestleMania this year. Go on, book it. Yo, the one and only Triple the G.O.D. live on TGRF TV with your sports report. Like, we got some work coming all week, so, be sure to stay tuned. We got some work over the weekend, a whole bunch of it. If you haven't watched it, please get caught up with the latest and greatest in whatever it is. Y'all go ahead and get up out of here. You know who it is. It's the one and the only, the Triple the G.O.D. live on TGRF TV with your sports report. And with all of that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.